Over 350 persons in Kontagora local government area of Niger State are to benefit from a 3-day free medical outreach to provide free surgeries and treatment for various ailments. Organizers of the outreach say it's aimed at meeting the health needs of indigent persons who cannot afford to pay their medical bills.
This is the Kontagora General Hospital, Niger State, where over 300 persons are waiting to receive free medical services from the state government in collaboration with some NGOs and the Federal Ministry of Health. It is an initiative aimed at meeting some of the health needs of the indigent and needy persons in the state.
The motive behind this really is to help those that are in need, to bring a smile on the faces of the poor and the needy. Last year, I will always remember the story of a lady having goiter, a case of goiter, and she's had it for over, I think, 20 years. And last year we managed to do the operation free of charge. Had it been if she goes to any of the hospitals, definitely she will have to pay at least a minimum of 250,000, maybe even more. But we did it free of charge, and she's now healthy and she's happy with her family. And that is exactly what we intend to do today. At least, well, starting today, I believe so far we've done about 50 students, 50 patients, and we will continue for the next few days.
The non-discriminatory project targets as many people as possible.
We are non-discriminating, and they should also know that there is no political connotation, no any sentiment attached, no emotions attached. Everybody that is affected by this issue will be attended to if they are patients.
Young and old are welcome to receive services they may not have been able to afford. They're grateful for this opportunity.
Truly, it is difficult meeting our health needs because we have limited resources, which in most cases are not even enough to feed us, let alone pay our medical bills. When we heard about the free medical treatment, we decided to come, and we are hopeful to benefit from it.
Maybe this sickness is there for long, for a patient more than 30 years, and he will get it free without anything. So thank God for that. And this government are helping us, and we need assistance by helping us. I know that.
Our heart is full of joy for this. We appreciate the government and the foundation for reaching out to the less privileged people like us.
Facilitators of this initiative hope to extend it to other remote communities in Niger State where access to healthcare services still remains a major challenge.
And still on health matters, 120 VVF patients in Jigawa State have been reunited with their families after undergoing correctional surgeries for the abnormal fistuloids tract. They were treated at the Juhun Fistula Center in an intervention facilitated by non-governmental group Doctors Without Borders. 121 patients benefited from the operation. Our correspondent Idris Jibrin reports.
It's a special prayer session against discrimination and stigmatization by close associate of women with vesicovaginal fistula, known as VVF, at the 13th final discharge ceremony for patients in Jaun local government area of Jigawa State. They are 121 in number under the humanitarian aid of Medicine Sans Frontiers, otherwise known as Doctors Without Borders.
We are collaborating with them since more than actually 10 years now. We will celebrate the 10th anniversary this year. The collaboration is going really well, and we appreciate the work that we are doing in Jigawa State, but more precisely in Jaun General Hospital. I want also to thank the community leaders and the members of Jaun City. They support us on the sensibilization and the awareness of the community about the mental health, giving some health messages and supporting us also in our activity.
Many of these women were divorced upon confirmation that they have VVF. But with this medical intervention, they are now trained on occupational therapy and other necessary training and knowledge that can assist them get back to the society. but with the help from the MSF, they are now happy and reunited with their families. Idris Jubrin, Channels Television News.
And away from health matters now, National Assembly members have been asked to look, review and amend the Tertiary Education Fund Act to include private tertiary institutions so that all students can benefit from the fund. The provost of the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, Mr. Gbemiga Ogunleye, raised this concern at the first convocation ceremony of the school. More than 1,000 students graduated at the ceremony. The report.
The procession into the convocation ground is the 5th convocation ceremony of the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, Lagos.
On behalf of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Institute of Journalism.
This ceremony is a combination of 5 academic sessions from the 2013 to the 2017 sets. This is as a result of circumstances the school authority says was beyond its control. But the important thing now is that these 1,341 graduates, comprising postgraduate, higher and ordinary national diploma students, are ready to receive their certificates, but not without words of advice.
I would advise you that if you are just going through the course, if you really don't have any passion for journalism, it is not a crime for you to do something else after graduation. You should consider, because without the passion for the profession, you may find the going very hard.
The school's provost also uses the occasion to touch on the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Act.
May I seize this opportunity to appeal to National Assembly to amend the Tertiary Education Fund Act, Pt.3, to include private tertiary institutions in the spending of the funds. It is discriminatory to provide for private tertiary schools not to benefit from the fund, which is charged on the accessible profit of registered companies.
Then award of certificates and plaques begins.
Just so excited. You don't know how I feel right now. I feel so elated, and seriously now I realize that hard work pays.
On the authority of the academic board,
2 Nigerians, Mr. Dakpo Olorunyomi, an award-winning journalist of about 3 decades, and a businessman and philanthropist, Chief Kessington Adebutu, who was represented, were also conferred with the fellowship of the Nigerian Institute of Journalism. Yomi Otaigo reporting for Channels Television News.
And still on education, in delivering on its corporate social responsibility, InterSwitch Group has organized the 2nd SPAC National Science Examination for secondary students in Lagos. 11,400 students were registered to sit for the science-oriented examination that held earlier today. According to the CESR and event sponsorship specialist of InterSwitch Group, the best students will be rewarded with 7.5 million naira and a 5-year scholarship.
After almost 2 months of preparation for the examination, the students from different public and private secondary schools received briefs.
All your questions are multiple choice, so you are expected to shade boldly on the OMR, so that information will be passed across to you in due course.
They have 1 hour, 15 minutes to answer objective questions in chemistry, biology, physics, and mathematics. InterSwitch Group has initiated the SPAC National Science Examination to broaden the horizon of science-oriented students, preparing them for a brighter future.
We want to support government's actions as a corporate organization. We know government can't do this all alone, and we want to help government with this intervention to try and reward and promote STEM education in Africa. Because if we're eventually going to get to where we are as a country, we need to equip our young students, or our students and young Nigerians or Africans with the right skills and mindset to get there.
Exams done, the students say they are ready to switch into the science world.
If I didn't go for this now, there are a lot of topics that I saw there that hadn't been touched at all. I haven't touched in school yet. And I've had the opportunity, teachers have had the opportunity to groom me privately. So now I have a better understanding. If I do not want to do it, I already have a bit of knowledge. It's easier, it's simpler for me to do it. So I'm really appreciative for this.
I participated in the exams so that I could find a better way of learning and exposing myself to science as a subject. Then I also want to be part of this great establishment that students can show their skills and their talents in science.
The best student in all the subjects will receive a reward of 7.5 million naira and a 5-year scholarship, while the second best will take home 4 million naira and a 3-year scholarship. The third will be given 2 million naira and a 2-year scholarship.
The young and eager minds of tomorrow. Let's quickly shift gears now, shall we, to business news with Anwaldo.
Thank you, Gimba. The central bank spokesman, Mr. Isaac Okorafor, has described the 2018 spring meetings of the IMF and the World Bank as a success for Nigeria. Comparing the meeting with the experience in 2016, Mr. Okorafor says that the current strong macroeconomic fundamentals have changed the perception of Nigeria among member nations.
Our reserves were down 24 billion. And the whole situation was ominous. And I can recall that at that time we told them that in Nigeria we knew what we were doing. Everybody was saying we were wrong. And so we waited for the time to play out. Today I'm happy to report that time has proved that we were right and they were wrong about our economy. We have our reserves strong at over 47 billion. Inflation has gone down to 13.34. The foreign exchange market is now very stable. And growth has taken off. We are out of recession. It is all positives. And so we needed to underscore this to say that, yes, we were right. We knew our economy. And we have done what was then wrong, seen to be wrong, but which we believed was the right thing. And we are happy to report that everything we have done has proved to be right, and we'll continue to do that.
Activities at the Nigerian equities market closed the week negative, with the all-share index shedding 0.28% to 40,814.89. And this was due to the sessions of mixed trading during the week. The financial services industry led the activity chart with 2.539 billion shares. Three major indices, and we're talking about insurance, consumer goods and the industrial goods sectors, closed in the red. Meanwhile, the interest in the shares of Skybank and Mobil led the gains in the banking and the oil and gas sectors. Traders are hoping positive corporate releases and strengthening macroeconomic fundamentals will help lift the markets next week. Fidelity Bank of Ghana has announced plans to list its shares on the Ghanaian Stock Exchange by 2020. And this is coming as the lender targets a spot among the three largest banks in Ghana. Shareholders of the country's fourth largest bank have approved a proposal to raise 70 million cedis, which is about $16 million, by selling stocks to selected investors. Fidelity Bank will also transfer 20 million cedis of its surplus income to help boost its capital buffers. South African telecoms firm MTN has appointed Nigerian investment firm Chapel Hill Denham as lead issuing house for the initial public offering of its Nigerian business in Lagos later this year. South Africa's Rand Merchant Bank, Renaissance Capital and Vetiver Capital were picked as joint issuers. The telecoms firm has also appointed 7 placement agents to help market the offering. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, says that a financial arrangement will be proposed to Congo Republic once the country's Central African country completes its work to make its debt sustainable. This contradicts the claim by Congo that the deal was already done. But just yesterday, Congo announced that it had fulfilled its criteria for a deal with the IMF and had reached an agreement on a 3-year program aimed at turning around its debt-crippled economy. The country, which has been hit by low crude prices, has dragged talks with the IMF since last year, owing to calls for the government to restructure its debt of $9.14 billion. And that's business news for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Owawado. It's back to you, Gimba.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's representative Ayimba to face Joliba of Mali, Williamsville of Cote d'Ivoire, and Kara Brazzaville of Congo in Group C of the CAF Confederation Cup. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.